What's going on, everybody? It's Jay, aka It's Ghost Story, back for another Phantom Parade commentary style video. And this video is not going to be like my usual commentary style videos. Today, I guess I'm going to be reacting to another creator and their video. So today, not today, I actually found this video, let's see how many, 2 days ago beforehand. And it was on this account. When I'm watching YouTube, I don't really watch videos on the It's Ghost Story channel. I watch it on a completely different YouTube channel, which is my personal YouTube account. But sometimes I like to look over here and kind of just look at the other Phantom Parade content creators, see what everybody else is saying, gauge the community, I guess you could say. And I saw this video, Sinking versus Not Sinking, Global JJK Phantom Parade Biggest Choice. Now, again, I am reacting to this video not in a traditional format. I am not going to be watching this video in this video. I'm actually going to recommend that y'all watch it yourselves and engage. And, you know, if you disagree with X Ninja, give him your 2 cents. But I would say if you're going to do it, don't give them hate on their opinion. Do what we do on this channel. We formulate arguments. We are concise. We try to see both sides of the narrative, both sides of the story, okay? And I don't inherently 100% disagree with some of the takes that are said in this video. I will address that here, but there are some things that I as a player disagree with, and it's going to mainly stem from our different point of views, which is he is free to play, I'm a paid player, and the perspectives of a free-to-play and free player. A free-to-play and paid player is going to be like night and day. So I'm just going to talk about their arguments. I have it written down in like a notepad on my phone. So I'm going to be talking about like the key things that they brought up, which I have like, I believe 5 different key points written down. So first things first is that around like the first 2 or so minutes of the video, X Ninja brought up is that it feels like we are in a dead week in terms of content. Now, here's the issue I have with the sentiment, because the dead week that I feel like he was speaking about in correspondence to was the fact that after Anniversary we got Jogo and Megami, which let's do our free single. Ooh. But imagine we get Megami just mid commentary, but well, we did, but but not the Megami I expected. But I feel like this sentiment comes from here because like we just came off Anniversary hype. So anything that's like not brand new, I guess you could say, is going to feel very, very dull in comparison. And I feel like a lot of people that are upset is like, oh man, like we just got off Anniversary season. We really got Rabbit Escape, Megami, and Jogo. And I'm sitting here and I'm also confused by that line of argumentation, because it's like, okay, if these units came beforehand, they would have all have been rushed out. And then people would complain that all these units were rushed out. If they came after Naobito, people would complain that Global got shafted out of Anniversary. And now they're coming afterwards, after our Anniversary, and now people are complaining that it's a dead week in terms of content. You quite literally can't win under any circumstance or any form of argumentation. I do wish that instead of getting Naobito during that like period where after Yuta came out and the Volume 0 stuff was gone, like, would I prefer Naobito to not come out during that period and went straight into second Anniversary? Of course. Well, first Anniversary for Global, but second Anniversary JP. Would I prefer that for us? Of course. But at the same time, the idea that Phantom Parade is having a dead week because we have these 2 units. I mean, outside, again, this is going to be for like future parts of this current video where we're attacking, or not really attacking, but sort of combating a line of argumentation, is that a lot of people are just expecting the new stuff to come out. But again, if you are expecting the new stuff to come out, you're going to have to think at some point the old stuff will have to appear. And people are going to complain about getting the old stuff on time. People are going to complain about getting the old stuff a little bit later. And people will complain even more about getting the old stuff so further ahead of time, it almost makes no sense to release them. So I think this is like what we have with like Rabbit Escape and Jogo I feel like this is a good middle area because they dropped, I mean, 2 units back to back in terms. Actually, in fact, we're getting like 3 units in the span of 3 weeks. And then we're getting like a, not a selection banner, but Shoko and Yaga as well. So we're going to have like 4 banners across 4 weeks. Another argument was just that it feels like it's dead because there's stagnant content. Now, I'm not going to disagree with that. I'm not going to disagree. In terms of when X Ninja made this video, the only content that was in the game was score challenge, score battle. And I actually addressed this in a comment, right? Because the drought that X Ninja is referring to, it's not really in correspondence to the sync. So I'm just going to read off my comment here. I said, I feel like the idea of drought you're getting isn't going to be solved with a sync. The day-to-day you experience in the game as a free-to-play, login, daily missions, etc. would not get solved by a sync with the hype unit drops. All you'd get is just hype units and the same boring content. The issue is not that of the unit hype, but a core issue with Phantom Parade's base content. Example being is that there's players like me, for example, late game, high leaderboard, light spenders, and whales that actually enjoyed the recent content being Sentence Toji and Score Battle due to being able to compete for leaderboard placements. However, that joy can be non-existent to a free-to-play like yourself since competition for top 100 is very high, plus not rewarding outside of ego. Very important that we take note of that. It's not rewarding. There's no cubes, there's no like mats, there's no AP packs, none of that. It's just the only thing that fuels the leaderboard is pure, unadulterated ego. And then, so in my opinion, the global sync would do nothing for the game outside of just having the exact same game, but with units being new for everyone, which doesn't change the core base gameplay issues that isn't tower or sweep. Because a lot of people love sweep, and there's a minority of people like me that love tower. So that's what kind of leads into it, because this is only really fun if you're going for like super high scores. But even then, if you're not even trying to chart on leaderboards, it could possibly be fun. Like, oh yeah, like I hit 100 million, or oh yeah, like I hit like 70 to 80 million, or you're just hitting numbers that you wouldn't usually see around on the most difficult content in the game. So, I mean, everybody loves seeing big numbers on their screen when they're playing a game where you could just kind of formulate and make like a cool comp and then just blow away a boss, right? Even me, when I initially just didn't care for score battle outside of just getting the 30 million and just keeping it pushing. But when I went to do, because everybody was at, well, I wouldn't say everybody, but I had people in my comments and people in my Discord also be like, yo, you should probably make videos on score battle. And I'm like, as much as I don't want to, because everybody asked, I feel compelled to. So, and then I found so much fun just trying to like beat my previous score, like surpassing my old self. You know what I'm saying? It felt fun to do that. But here's the thing. Not everybody is going to enjoy Phantom Parade enough to want to be like, okay, you want to know what I find fun? Surpassing my high score on a temporary event where the boss is a flying squirrel. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's going to find joy in that, and that's fine. But the issue is that there's no other options. So when content is boring, you know what's not going to fix boring content? New units. Because all you're going to do is be like, okay, this is a red event. Now imagine like however long in the future we proceed in the Phantom Parade's lifespan, we get like SSR, you know, red true form Sukuna. And then you're like, oh my goodness, this is like so hype. This is so base. This is so great. And then like you go into score battle, flying squirrel. It's the same content, just with a new character. You know what I'm saying? And then it kind of comes into the line of argumentation for me, where it's like, how much do people really enjoy the core gameplay of Phantom Parade? Because, again, I am 100% in agreement that this is boring. Well, not boring. Not this. No. Score battle's not boring. This is boring. The event map is just a little bit boring. A little bit of a snooze fest. I kind of roll my eyes whenever I see an event map. I'll be so honest with y'all. Also, the like story event where it's just you clear the first like couple of missions and then you just put your battles on auto farm for like 99 fights. Yeah, that's also extremely boring, right? But I feel like the little gimmicks, like the SP30 Imaginary Realm fights or score battle, is insanely fun. It's just that there's not really a big incentive on the leaderboards for free to play or casual players to really commit to them outside of just getting to the 30 million, which makes me think maybe they should bump up the rewards. Maybe there should be rewards for 100 million. Maybe there should be rewards for 100 million. Maybe rewards for, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 million. Like, just expand on the system a little bit more. But if you don't find the basis of score battle fun anymore, new units, or just not even just score battle, but score battle, imaginary realm, the story grind events, all, if you don't find those fun, new units are not going to revitalize your love for these events. All they're going to do, like, it's just the same thing but with a new color paint, like, if I don't enjoy a certain format, adding something that I like to it is not going to make me fall in love with it. I mean, an argument that I would like to say is, for example, I don't like auto battler gacha games. I hate auto battler gacha games with every fiber of my being, which is insane because some of the most popular gacha games out there are auto battlers. And on top of that, like, for example, my favorite anime manga is Yu Yu Hakusho. I mean, I have Yusuke as my PFP. I have Yusuke in my YouTube banner. My Discord server is Yu Yu Hakusho partially themed in terms of the profile picture and name, right? But I hate Yu Yu Hakusho Slugfest because it's an auto battler. Like, you can't just put something that you love in something and automatically love it because there's something that you enjoy that is in it, right? So that's what I mean. There is a core issue with Phantom Parade's content, and just like injecting the cool factor into it is only going to be like, oh, well, I got a cool new unit, and then what? You got a cool new unit, and what are you going to do? Is that going to make you play like score battle harder? Is that going to make you play the imaginary realm events harder, I guess? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a problem with base game content as a whole. Like, there's not enough to do. Like, I mean, new units be coming out and people don't even attempt tower. like I have dude, I have to beg people to play some tower. You know what I'm saying? 12 hours left until the limited tower floor update. Holy. But I'll be making videos on those. But you guys, you get what I'm putting down when I'm saying this? You guys feel me on that side of argumentation? Because new stuff is cool, but when there's really nothing to do with those said new things, it's going to make you care for about 30 minutes longer than what you usually would care. That's it. Like, I don't care how hype the new unit in question is, you are not going to care for that long if what you're doing with that unit is boring, right? Now, let me reopen my notepad on my phone because I've been rambling a long time on that point. But another argument that X Ninja said was that the sync would just increase simultaneous joy for people that engage with the game. So I feel like, again, it would be cool to see new content in the game at the exact same time JP does, but I've already actually asked this question to my audience when my channel was like really starting. And when I say really starting, like low key last month, right? I'm trying to find it. There it is, right? 211 votes. This was when like the channel was low key in its infancy state, right? Like, I was at 200 subscribers or just a little bit over 200 subscribers when I made this poll, right? And majority of people that were watching the channel said that they believe time gaps help for future summons. And I agree, especially because I'm a paid player. Listen, I put money into the game. You know what I'm saying? I like to know what's coming in the future, right? I like to be able to prepare my cubes in a certain way. Like, for example, I'm pretty sure, I'm hoping that this video comes out before Kusakabe's banner drops, because y'all know how I be, man. I be pre-recording videos and then uploading them at the weirdest, most incomprehensible time spans, right? Like this video is probably going to be uploaded sometime in February, but I'm recording it in January. Okay, so this helps a lot of people, and I feel like, yes, the joy that we get from like, oh my gosh, we get new units at the same time as JP is cool, but how would I really feel about that if like I'm sitting here and I see a new unit drop like every week or every other week, and I'm like, man, time to whip out the old reliable wallet, you know what I'm saying? Or just in general, I feel like having the ability to see ahead, we're able to see kits, we're able to see performances, we're able to analyze units. I mean, because mind you, we all do have simultaneous hype. It's just that us global players don't have the units. And an argument that X Ninja actually has is that because we know about these units so far ahead of time, we no longer are hype for those units, or they feel like dead on arrival in terms of enjoyment. Now, I personally disagree with that, like 100, if not 1,000 times, if not 10,000 times, if not 100,000 times, if not 1,000,000 times over that. I'm the type of guy where it's like, okay, some people, let me give y'all an example. It's like some people who they get spoiled on like a major series, and then they don't want to watch that series anymore because they were spoiled. And then there's the other people that they get spoiled, but they don't care about the spoilers because they think the journey matters more than the conclusion. And that's kind of how I am. I'm more of like, the journey matters more than the conclusion. Like, if I know the journey, the conclusion is just going to hit harder, right? And here's the thing. You can know about the units, but if you're the type of guy that's like, I don't want to really be spoiled, no lie, just don't pay attention to it. just don't pay attention to it. Just hit not interested on YouTube when you see videos on the new units. Don't follow the JP Twitter account. Just tone yourself out and then be surprised when it comes out. Because here's the thing. I was aware that this Yuji released, but here's the thing. When I see other people having fun with units, you know what I don't think? I don't think like, man, I'm not really having that much fun with Yuji because I've seen so many other people have fun with Yuji. I'm like, no, man, I want to get my hands on Yuji right now and use this unit and body slam some content. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that, like, makes the hype factor even stronger for someone like me. Not even as a paid player, but that's just a personal mindset. Like, this isn't, like, this line of argument that I'm going with right now isn't even free to play versus whale. This is just how I operate and how I think. like there's like money versus no money spent doesn't matter. If I was a free to play player, I would have the exact same mindset. I mean, I have the exact same mindset for other, you know, gacha games as well. Like, I played Dokkan, but I was free to play on Dokkan for the longest time, and I've only started spending like very little recently because of the anniversary that just recently happened, the 11th anniversary. But even then, like, for example, when Dokkan didn't sync and like Global was 6 months behind, dude, we were only like three or so months behind. Can you imagine being 6 months behind? Imagine being 6 months behind, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is a very big time gap, but I feel like we are working and easing our way closer and closer. You know what I'm saying? I also just feel like, again, if you are spoiled in terms of just like I don't like being spoiled for new units, like it kills my hype. Again, tone it out completely. But even then, it's kind of hard to avoid it because you know how some's at. I mean, since it already happened, I feel like I could talk about it. But remember when this guy got leaked? I mean, come on, this guy got leaked, and then what is it? CG Yuji also got leaked. So it kind of just happens. It's kind of like the name of the game. It's not even just like a JJK game thing. It's kind of a Jujutsu Kaisen thing in general. Like, JJK as a series and as a franchise and as an IP, leak culture, I wouldn't say started with it, but when I say leak culture was shot to the moon because of it, like, if you were around for JJK manga when it was ongoing, like, dude, if you thought you were avoiding those final arc leaks, you were out of your mind. Anybody that hasn't been spoiled on JJK is probably the luckiest man in the world, luckiest man or woman. You might just have wonder of you. Like any calamity gets sent their way the moment they approach you with them leaks. You know what I'm saying? So that is another thing. And also, X Ninja then, we're going into a next argument, then brings up that the global version is dying because there's not much to do, and he says he notices people are leaving. Now, this makes me throw up my eyebrow like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, because every single time there's seemingly a mild inconvenience with Phantom Parade, the first thing people do is say the game is dying, and that's just not supported by analytics whatsoever. Yeah, if you have like a small subject or small group, you may have, like, I guess you could say, exaggerated results. Or like if you're speaking with friends, or for example, if I were to ask my audience, who was very small, if not, like tiny ant in comparison to the actual overall players of Phantom Parade, then of course it may seem like, oh my gosh, there's so many people leaving in swarms. But let me open something for y'all real quick. Phantom Parade's gacha revenue, right? Go to the breakdown. Like, brother, the game in December, right? Now, mind you, this is like global anniversary, JP anniversary cross section. Game made $9.5 million. Almost 500,000 people downloaded the game. Like the month prior, 6.8 million, 420,000. You look at the timeline, you see the units that were releasing during these time periods. Like the gacha revenue, it adds up. It adds up. Now, mind you, you may be thinking like, oh man, like only a couple mil. That's kind of low. Like I feel like people see a couple milli and they really think that's small for a gacha game. No, like come on, like Bleach Brave Souls. Like brother, let me see if I can find it. We're gonna lock in. Like, can we find Bleach Brave Souls? I might just scroll past it a couple of times. Wait a minute. I think it's around like the 4. Yep. Huh. Man. Bleach Brave Souls is funded by prayers, hopes, and dreams. Huh. And it's still ongoing. I won't be surprised if Bleach Brave Souls outlives me. You know what I'm saying? And they just be breaking even. Right? And on top of that, when people see these revenue charts, they aren't aware that this is for mobile platforms only. Like that's one thing I feel like people forget when they look at the revenue charts, is that it's for mobile only. This is not including the PC client. And for the future, when the Steam release comes out, it's not going to attribute for these Steam purchases as well. So I would say this, 9.5 million on December, right? Which, again, if you look at December of the year prior, it may seem like, oh man, that's like really low in comparison. But when a gacha game releases, the initial output of support is going to be explosive no matter what. I feel like that's just the case. It's going to be explosive, and then like it's going to have its casual viewer base for a majority of the time. Then it's going to spike during major celebrations like Half Annie. And then, boom, again, another spike for Anniversary. As long as a consistent revenue flow is going, the game should be fine. And on top of that, you can say people are leaving the game, but the game gets hundreds of thousands of downloads every single month still. The game is still going strong at the moment. Now, I might make a video covering the gacha revenue charts for January, but this video will come out after, well, gosh, how do I even phrase this? This video is going to come out in February. This video is recorded in January. So by the time this video drops, the revenue chart should be out, but I'll be referencing things that happen in January because the video is being recorded in January. Y'all get what I'm saying, man? Like this is some time traveler nonsense we got going on. And on top of that, I mean, hey, let's look, for example, Bleach Soul Resonance, the almighty brand new glazed game. This game has a very strong start, right? And everybody's like, oh my gosh, Soul Resonance is just doing so much better than Phantom Parade. And I'm like, I'd hope so, You know, it's a brand new gacha game, and it's a really good looking one too. I haven't played it myself, but it looks amazing. But gacha games, when they come out the cut, they should just be doing good. I mean, like Phantom Parade in their first 2 months did better than Soul Resonance in its first 2 months. Just flat out, right? So I don't think the game is even remotely close to dying. The notion that it is heavily exaggerated and very short-sighted. I feel like the notion of all of these people saying that the game is dying comes from people that go based off their personal feelings and not off of the data. You know what I'm saying? The data that's at hand. Like, I'll get concerned when like we have months where the game goes under 1 million. That's when I'll get concerned. I'll be like, oh, hold on. Because y'all remember, if y'all been subscribed to me for a while, if y'all remembered this video, hold on, where is it? We're looking for it together. Scroll with me, chat. Scroll with me. Right? If y'all remember this video, if y'all remember, let me click on it. I want to see what the exact date I released this on. December 22nd. I want y'all to know I referenced Marvel, Mystic Mayhem. And I'm like, oh man, I wouldn't be surprised if people quit Mystic Mayhem because that game kind of sucked in terms of like its gacha practices. And then like 2 days afterwards, they announced like end of service. I thought that was hilarious. I thought that was hilarious. And that game was only making like 200,000 a month, right? In comparison to where like, again, we are making millions every month on Phantom Parade, and people are still consistently downloading the game. It's just the fact that global players, just as y'all can see, global players spend significantly less than Japanese players, and that's like a complete inverse in comparison to like Dragon Ball games. So, where, for example, you have Dragon Ball Legends. Let's go to the game page for Dragon Ball Legends real quick. Dragon Ball Legends is actually like the opposite, where global be hard carrying the JP. Like the JP audience ain't standing that, man. And I feel like it's also the exact same for Dokkan too, where like the global audience is kind of coming in clutch to a certain extent, right? You got, so global 5 million to 3 million, 8 million to 4 million, 4 million to 1.4, 7 to 5, 10 to 9, and then they just equaled out over here. But recently speaking, like global has been carrying Dragon Ball games, and then for Phantom Parade, there hasn't even been an inverse effect yet. It has always been JP hard carrying us, and I kind of make this little like, I guess, joke or little poke and jab and be like, global players be wanting a better game, but they don't be spending money to have a better game. But again, I feel like that's just a joke. I do feel like the game should improve, even if we put in like $8 million as well, or just 1.5. It doesn't matter. The game should improve no matter what. But the notion that the game is dying, no. That's just my no. Like on some talking bed timing. I'm gonna say it again. No. You know? And then there's also just a desire. That his final point, I believe, was his desire to see the sync up, or just have like a conversation about the sync up from the devs, or just knowing what comes next. And I feel like it's so weird because we do get the bi-weekly updates. We do get the bi-weekly updates on global. But I'm not sure if y'all remember, but there was that time period where they stopped doing bi-weekly updates. And then they asked the Discord, like, yo, do y'all want bi-weekly updates back? And I thought that was like I'm not gonna curse. I was just about to, but like I thought that was the dumbest question any dev team could ever ask a player base. Why wouldn't I want to know what's coming next? What type of question is that? Why wouldn't I want to know? Like, well, what makes you think people just, I'd rather just be clueless and not know what's going on? Like, brother, just give us the bi-weekly update, put the bi-weekly update in the bag, give it to us, call it a day. Like, what type of question is that? You know what I'm saying? However, I feel like the devs, they did give a statement. In fact, I'm pretty sure he responded to a comment that the devs said that it's not possible due to technical limitations. That was from another comment. Now, here's the thing. No lie. Here's the thing. I refuse to take a multi-million dollar company's takes at face value. So when they said it is not possible due to technical limitations, man, get that out of my face. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is not a satisfying answer. There needs to be a deeper answer to that. Why is it not technically possible at the moment? Like, let me raise my eyebrow again. Why is it not technically possible at the moment? Come on. You can just tell us that. Like, is there something with the game's code? Because the game is definitely made with certified spaghetti code. I'll tell you that. Like, y'all see my Phantom Parade. I have the cursed Phantom Parade. This thing barely works. You know what I'm saying? This game doesn't work for me most of the time. You know what? Like, in fact, Mahito's been out for so long. Brother, if I didn't have the mobile app, I wouldn't know what any of this was saying 9 times out of 10. And on top of that, I remember I'm like, oh, let me look at the Maharaga recollection bit. Like what does the Maharaga recollection bit do? And I'm scrolling until I find it. If I find it, you guys know what it is, man. It's hard for me to find these. Like, where? Yo, no lie, I guarantee there's somebody watching this video being like, bro, you already scrolled past it. You already know. There it is. Holy. But you guys want to see something? Oh, there's no name? Oh, man. I have no idea what it does. So we just keep it pushing just like that. So, yeah, I do feel like the technical limitation or whatever the technical issues they're having, I don't feel like that's a satisfying explanation. I need layers. There's layers, man. Tell me why. Tell me that your code just sucks. That's it. Just tell me, just look me dead in my eyes and just say, bro, my code sucks. The game low key is held together by hopes, dreams, and ChatGPT. You know what I'm saying? So I do wish the devs would give us like more things in terms of like having a conversation, but I feel like they don't, because it would be low key just embarrassing for a multi-million-dollar company to be like, yo, the game is just formatted like absolute dookie water, right? So the devs have responded to us. But does that make that response 100% appropriate? No, in my opinion. It's not a satisfying response at all. And then this comment also said that global sync would not fix the boring content issue. I said the exact same thing. It's not. It's really not. Like, more tower, more sweep for the people that enjoy sweep, more base game content, more this, more that. That's all. More of the new domain investigation event. Wait, there's no way I've been ranting so long. We got the daily login bonus pulling up. Yo, y'all really let me yap this on. Oh, and the new wish list is here, and y'all can't see it. Y'all can see how broken my game is. The Forbidden Phantom Parade. I really got the Forbidden Phantom Parade. But bro, please get off my screen. Like, this right here. We need more of this. Okay. So those were majority of X Ninja's, I feel like, takes, but it's not like I'm arguing with X Ninja specifically, but I just thought, like, if I were to give my opinions on global sync, but I feel like we've talked about way more than just global sync, but I'm just going to title it as global sync, the issue, right? Because I feel like global sync also just plays into a lot of other things. If you want just my base TLDR opinion, I feel like if global sync were to happen, I wouldn't care. But if global sync were not to happen, you know what I also feel? I also just wouldn't care. Would I prefer the sync up, or would I be against it? I would prefer if we stayed like I would say, like, you know, maybe like a unit or 2 units behind. I wouldn't mind, because again, it would still give me enough, like, I guess, time to prepare myself for new units so I can make videos for the channel. But not everybody is a content creator for the game or wants to be a content creator for the game, so they can't, you know, they don't really care about, like, oh, I just want to be able to prepare for every new unit. That's just like a me personal issue. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Let's have a dialogue, a lengthy, extensive dialogue. Talk to me in my comment section. Talk to X Ninja in his comment section. Talk to me in my Discord. If y'all don't know where the Discord's at, it's over here. It's right here. Let's have a dialogue. Let's have some conversations. Let's speak. Let's have a dialogue about global sync. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, guys, this has been Jay, aka It's Ghost Story. And as I am recording this video currently, thank you for over 900 subscribers. We're literally about to hit the goal that I set for the entire year in just barely. I don't even know if we're going to hit 2 months. Like, I'm kind of sitting here. I'm like, dude, we're gonna hit 1K before February 22nd? So thank you for everyone that's been tagging along with the journey. You know, shake my hand, dap me up if you made it to the end of the video. You know, if you made it to the end of the video, let me know by putting like a ghost emoji in your comment, so I can like it specifically and then dap you up in the comment section. But that's just the end of me. I'm gonna do my outro again. It's been Jay, aka It's Ghost Story, and I will see you guys later.